Hello, 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 it's coffee time. Imagine the mug. I had coffee an hour ago. I do want another one. Well, what's been going on? Well, a bridge in Crimea got blown up. No one's admitting it, but this has caused Mr. Putin, nice Mr. Putin, to bomb the life out of Ukraine. 83 missiles he's launched. One of them has hit the German consulate. That's just been announced. That's why I was a little bit late on, because yeah, the German consulate in Kiev has been hit by Russian missiles. So yeah, I don't know if that's a diplomatic incident now. It's hard to know, but yeah, looks like Putin is really getting stuck in there. Again, for those who aren't in the know, the bridge between was it the Crimea and the Russian mainland, you could see that as being a bit of a tactical point, a strategic point. And again, no one, I don't think, has taken responsibility for it. He's blaming Ukraine. They're saying nothing. So, you know. But I wouldn't put it past the Russians to blow up their own bridge just to give them justification to blow up some other buildings. You know, they have some weird strategies going on there. But yeah, so it's not looking good. It looks like there's been a major flare-up there. Remember, we are reading the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to. This is an odd story. This is the story of Jared Colgan. The 32-year-old was missing. Was reported missing from his home on the 2nd. Well, no, he was reported missing on Friday, but he hadn't been seen since the 2nd of October. Here he is. Let's see what he looks like. There he is. And yeah, I mean, everyone's looking for him. They're thinking, where's he gone? The police found his body on the roof of his house in a blanket. I wonder what happened. It's a real mystery. But the police said there are no suspicious circumstances surrounding his death. I mean, if you look at the picture, you can see that there's a skylight right near where his body's sat. Again, it's a bit more because I think that body's still there under that tarp. But I guess maybe, who knows? Maybe he'd had a drink, gone out on the roof to look at the stars, and been overcome by the night, exposure, or maybe some other substances were involved. We'll never know until the inquest. But yeah, what a strange story, isn't it? What a strange story. What else is going on here? Oh, we've got a bad neighbour. Oh, do you want a bad neighbour? This is well, he's not a pretty picture. This is Mark Townsend. And he's a neighbour from hell. What's he done? Well, the 59-year-old is videoed banging the rifle butt of his air rifle on his neighbour's door and threatening him, saying, "I'm gonna come in." You can imagine the sort of things he was saying. "I'm coming through," he said. He became obsessed with his neighbour's house, with his neighbour. And the grandmother who lived there had endured weeks of harassment before he armed himself with an air rifle in April and used to bang it on the door loudly. And yeah, he's been jailed for 13 months and in a restraining order to prevent him from going within 100 metres of the victim for 5 years. The pair had lived next door to each other for 8 years before Townsend developed an obsession with the grandmother. In one instance, someone woke to find him knocking on the door in the early hours of the morning, and when she asked him what he wanted, he replied in a creepy voice, "You know what I want." Oh, that's not good, is it? What makes someone turn like that? Who knows? It's It's a real aberration of the mind, isn't it? When these men get, and women, can happen to women too, become obsessed by people or things or anything in those days. Let's save some money. This is Michelle Newton. She's 49, and here she is with her partner Calvin, and she's one of these money saving experts, because she goes around and gets yet a stick of discounted food, and she actually saved thousands, enough to pay for her family holiday. And she also reveals when the best time to get the bargains are. Well, again, it does vary from supermarket to supermarket. Some supermarkets put out the yellow sticker stuff at the towards like the end of the day, around 5 o'clock. Well, it's not really the end, depends how long they're open, but do consult your local supermarket. But sometimes they put it out towards the end of the day. And yeah, she's been pictured with all her savings. So I think we'll all be eating. Was it free diving? Is that what it's called when you go down the bins? That's the cheapest way of shopping at the supermarket. Go around the bins around the back. No, okay then. Meanwhile, are you finding it hard to make ends meet? Are you finding it? Have you seen the price of Lurpak? Have you seen the cost of living? Do you know that some publicans have turned to OnlyFans to support their business? Well, don't worry, folks. The Big Issue have said, have you considered having a second job? Because you can earn up to 150 quid a week selling the Big Issue. You hear that, missus? You hear that, missus? Big Issue. It's publishing, isn't it? And yeah, you too could sell the Big Issue. This is a charity Nesta, staying with cost of living. They reckon that you can cut your energy bills by £112 a year. Ooh, that sounds like a lot, but it isn't. By making one simple change. I wonder what it is. Is it putting tinfoil at the back of your radiators? Is that it? Well, I'm looking. He says that households using combi boilers should set the flow temperature lower to use energy more efficiently. What was the flow energy? What's that? Set to 60. Okay, so yeah, you should have it set to 60. However, if a boiler flow temperature is set higher than that, it becomes inefficient. Okay, I'll have a fiddle with the boiler. And look, and they've put a handy picture of some coins in the picture, so you know that you're saving money because you're an idiot. House prices are going to drop by 12%. Capital and economics have predicted. Oh man. Now yesterday we had motorists dragging Just Stop Oil eco-protesters out the road. It was quite fun. I liked it. Watching Joe Public just go, come on, I need to get somewhere. Here we see the police asking them if there's anything that they need. Is there anything you need? We don't want you to get injured, And meanwhile, drivers scream at them, get a bleeping job. Well, it's a bit like being a YouTuber, isn't it, really? Apparently, this is a dog story. Different dog breeds attract owners with certain personality traits. Did you know that? I did not know that. If you like Cocker Spaniels, who doesn't like a Cocker Spaniel? You're creative and family orientated. If you like a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, you're trustworthy and affectionate. Border Terrier, charming, lively and exuberant, annoying. Jack Russell, loyal and faithful, and what does the Springer Spaniel say? Oh, it's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. I can't see what it says for the Springer Spaniel. Oh, Safari, why? Why do you misbehave? But I'm sure it's something really good. I'll tell you in a minute. Once my screen has gone My screen has gone strange. Oh, okay. Okay. We'll never know. We'll never know. I can't see the graphic. But just imagine it's something important. It's you can say. You see, my art's not really in it today. Art's not really in it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how much you missed. You didn't miss much. It was about dogs and dog breeds. And one dog breed's better than another, and personality traits and some cobblers. I don't know why it does it, because the routers, it must be the router. It must be that rotten BT router that goes wrong. The internet's on. Why does it lose connection? It does it when I'm not doing this. It does it, you know. When I'm surfing for porn, it says you haven't got internet connection. Do you know how disappointing that is? That was a joke. These stories are terrible. But yeah, we was doing dog breeds being reflective of their owner's personality. And there you go. You can read it for yourself. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing that again. I read the whole lot out, only for it to, you know, I wish it would actually pop up a warning to tell me. I wish it had warned me, but it didn't. It didn't. No wonder it wouldn't update. No wonder I was having problems. That means I was probably talking to myself as usual. As usual. Yeah. Court news. This is an ex-public schoolgirl. Cassandra Austin Kay. Here she is. And what does she do? Well, she's been fined 150 quid because she was caught drink driving. The 29-year-old drank 2 glasses of wine, and she was quite tearful in court. She branded herself irresponsible and a complete idiot. So she has some self-awareness. They taught her self-awareness at being at public school. Chester magistrates, like I said, ordered to pay £150, and she was banned for 18 months. But she could go on a special course and get that reduced. But what I like is Daily Mail has been on her social media, and we get all the pictures for the dads. That's the only reason I come here. She's wearing a cowboy hat. I'm sure that's the only reason they cover these stories, so they can put the social media pictures up. Oh, here we go. Let's go to Pattaya in India. Let's visit the Patna Medical College Hospital on October the 4th, and let's hear the story of Ritesh Kumar. Should we look at the picture? Let's look at the picture. There we go. He was suffering from severe stomach pains and a bleeding rectum, like you do. He had a steel cup shoved up his arse. I'm sure we've done this story before. It was 14 centimetres long and 5.5 inches. Of course it was. And here are the grinning surgeons holding said. Did you look at the size of that thing? Dr. Indra Shekhar Kumar said the procedure was risky, but the team of early doctors removed the cup and he was given a colostomy when part of his bowel was cut out. And that's to allow his wounds to heal. And they were planning to reverse his colostomy in January. He claims he was drunk when the cup was inserted into his anus and he doesn't remember how it happened. Dr. Kumar went on to say the steel container was inserted through the patient's anus. This is a very rare case, mostly seen in psychiatric patients or those who are intoxicated. There we go. A similar incident in August saw a man have a cup removed 10 days after it was inserted. Now again, there seems to be a spate of cups being put into bottoms in India. I think we need to investigate. I think there needs to be an investigation. Okay then. Maybe not. It's just me, isn't it? Alright. How about some good news? Show some good news. Okay then. This is the story. Well, they're an unnamed couple, but they're in Ellaby in North Yorkshire, and they discovered, right, a cache of gold coins under the floorboards. Yeah, a cache of gold coins. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? All right. And this was in June 2019. The reason the story's breaking now because they've sold them. They sold them at auction. 264 gold coins that went back as far as King James I's reign. Just sold at auction after lying under a kitchen floor for God knows how many years. Yeah, some of the coins were more than 400 years old, and some went back to 1727. And yeah, they made a cool £755,000 on their discovery. How cool is that? I think it's cool. Maybe not. Maybe not cool. Meanwhile, let's tell the story of Phil Paxson, 47. This is a sad story. Right? He was driving in North Carolina. Right? He was driving home in the rain afterwards, following his daughter's birthday party in Hickory, North Carolina, on September the 30th. He'd left the party later. His wife and daughters had left, and he stayed behind at the party to clear up. And he was driving home, and he ended up going off a bridge. Look at that. And he's died. And do you know why? Because GPS led him to a bridge that had been washed away 9 years previously, and I guess in the dark he'd gone, and there it is. I mean, GPS. It's not a funny story. This is a sad story, I think. Yeah. So you've got to be very careful. Very careful with those GPS. Now we've heard this before when people go into rivers, streams and things like that. We've seen, you see them on like dash cam videos and whatnot, where people, take a wrong turning thanks to GPS. But this is when GPS goes deadly. That's a Channel 5 title, isn't it? I think so. I think it is. Meanwhile, we've got this is the story of Leonie Layton. She's 44. From Belper in Derbyshire. She decided to colour her hair with a £5 box of cosmic blue dye from Schwarzkopf. That means blackhead. Did you know that? Schwarzkopf in German, blackhead. And she had an allergic reaction. Look at that. But at least her hair's nice shade. There's always an upside. No? Right then. Meanwhile, school news. Let's go to Mississippi. This is a daycare centre in Mississippi, where they thought it was wise to, I don't know, put on a Halloween mask, a scream mask, and scare the bejesus out of the little children. Yeah. Here's a close-up of that. This when I go on about self. Look, this little fella's running away. Look, let me out of here. I go on about people being like lacking any self-awareness, and this is a good example of And one child was visibly shaking, and she asked him if he was being bad, and he went no. And she said, well, you better be good wearing this face mask. And he'd gone to pieces. And I guess these kids wouldn't eat their greens. You see, it's one way of getting the kids to eat their greens, isn't it? Eat your greens, kids. Suffice to say, those workers have been removed from their post. More school news. We're going to the University of Westminster, right? Because the students at the University of Westminster, right, have been told by its union that even though they're celebrating they're doing Black History Month events. Here's a sign. Whoops, wrong button. They're doing a series of events on their website as well. You can see. They're going to be blocking white students from some of the events. There are two things. One, that's racist. Oh no, but you can't be racist to white people. Try living in China. And two, if you want to educate people about, black history and black struggle, you've got to let everybody in. You got to let everybody in. You can't segregate people. Okay, it's just... I don't know what's wrong with people these days. Do you? How about some stripper news? You want some stripper news? Let's go to San Jose in California. A fire engine drew up, right? And it was outside the Pink Poodle, right? And they thought, maybe there's an emergency. Oh, there was an emergency, all right. There was an emergency. One of the strippers was late for her shift. Yeah, the fire engine gave her a lift. And just look at those hills, man. Look at those hills. I reckon she's really good on the pole. Oh, look, I've seen programs about that kind of thing. That's all. Honest. Yeah. But San Jose Mayor Sam Liccardo condemned it. He said, we cannot have life-critical emergency rescue apparatus relegated to a frat party bus. No, I say they're serving the community. It was an emergency. She was late for her shift. There were horny men waiting for her. Isn't that a social emergency too? Remember, not all superheroes wear capes. In fact, some superheroes wear very little at all. Okay. Now we've seen this before. The old folks' home, and they've got the raunchy dancers in. Don't worry, this video's been it's been demonetised. All these, they always do. But we're going to go there. I'm going to double down. This is the residents of Una Mano Amiga Foundation in El Prado, Cartagena. That's in Colombia, right? And wow, I mean, there's a lot going on here. Let's see. We can see that they're both male and female dancers, as you can see. It's quite raunchy. Everyone's enjoying it. Everyone's getting stuck in. I can't show that picture, but this lady, she's examining the wares. She's like, yeah, it's a good bit of schma. Those miniature shorts you got on there, they're really cool. And I like your handcuffs. She's thinking. I'm sure that's what she's looking at. But unfortunately, one of the ladies was taken ill with an apparent heart attack. It's not funny. It's not funny. Remember, they've actually got pictures of her passed out here. I'm not showing you those. And they've got pictures of her being put in the ambulance. And this fella, He's like, don't let that happen to me. At least the ambulance is here and ready. At least they had an ambulance on standby. But they thought it was going to be the old men. Caught them out. It was the old woman. It was the old woman who fell ill. Shall we end with an animal story? Let's go to the Czech Republic, shall we? This is Ostrava Zoo. And unfortunately, the zoo kind of fell into a little bit of a problem with the people. Why is that? Well, one of the giraffes died. The 19-year-old Rothschild giraffe was old, and it had to be euthanised, to be put down. Thing is you don't bury a giraffe. You think about it; it's impractical. And what kind of grave would you dig? It'd be a kind of weird, because you can't really fold the necks, can you? You can't really fold the neck, and they wouldn't fit in a crematorium. They don't have giraffe-sized crematoriums. So what did they do? They cut the giraffe up, and they fed it to the lions. And some people are upset by this. Now, this is standard practice in zoos, but they don't tell you that. That meat, it's other residents of the zoos. Sometimes it's the missing children when they can't reunite them with their parents. That's a joke. It didn't happen. But yeah, and the people got upset. People got upset and they went, boo, boo, you shouldn't do that. But a zoo spokesman, Sarka Novakova, said the giraffe fell down first, was breathing heavily, did not get up. Everyone pointed out to heart failure. And due to the condition, hypoxia, age and stress animal, we proceed to euthanise it. And meat from more than 300 kilo animal was used as food for domestic animals and other carnivores, as it would happen in nature. But again, this post, raised the ire of, well, I think they're namby-pamby liberal snowflakes. One said, very sad. Even if it's the law of nature, the photo is out of place. I don't know. I think that lion's thinking, yummy. Gerald tastes really nice. He looked good and he tastes good. That's what he's thinking. He's not worried. Another wrote, I do not consider the photo choice the happiest. Maybe some nice snapshot of the same giraffe happily walking around the zoo. No, because he's dead. He's not walking around, is he? But here is a giraffe. I don't know if it's the giraffe, but it's a giraffe to make you remember what a giraffe looks like. I blame Disney for all of this. But there you go. That was coffee time, whether you like it or not. What, you wanted me to end on a happy story? No. Well, it is a happy story. It's a happy story for the lions and the tigers and the carnivores. But there you go. It's the law of the jungle. Anyway, who's in? Norgal says, that's some horror movie type crap right there. Robertson, he says, hey. Tommy says, happy Monday, indeed. And that's it. Here we go. So yeah, everything is tickety-boo. We're off. Imagine that I'm holding a cup. That was the news. No one's watching. It's all right. Ruining the channel one step at a time here, one video at a time. Again, it cut out. I don't know how long it cut out. So, Mrs., even now you're watching, there are some bits you might have missed, but I'll tell you about them over lunch. You'll say to me, what was the bit that was missing, and I will recount that bit, because you get special access that the plebs that they don't get. You get the special. You get the good shit. So yeah, that was coffee time. I read the Daily Mail website, so you don't have to remember that. And we'll do this again soon. Imagine there's a cup. You've got to drink it up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work without a cup. Go on, clear off. Go away. Go on, get out.